What you've been watching and listening is a little bit of Villeneuve, a racing legend, the CD-ROM. Now that goes along with the book Villeneuve, a racing legend, the exciting new CD-ROM and book by Alan de la Plante, and Alan joins us to talk about it as well. Joining Alan is the gentleman who put together all the music, and he's a Whitby native as well, Jeff Teravainen. Wow, that was a phenomenal piece of music, and we're going to hear a lot more from Jeff in a few minutes at the end of this. But first of all, I just want to talk to Alan for a moment about the concept and the idea for this book. When did this all start?
Well, basically, the book itself is a remake of a book that Gilles and I together were working on, more before his death, of course. And unfortunately, the day in Zolder in 1982 changed the direction of the original book, and I brought out a book on Gilles called Villeneuve. And it wasn't until this last spring that I was approached by a British publisher to produce a new book on Villeneuve with a new text. And before I knew it, I was getting involved with CD-ROM, which is a whole new era for me, and I just had no idea what this part of about the project would be like. And it has grown in such tremendous leaps and bounds, and I've got a tremendous amount of new work from Nigel Snowden and Paryamoto, who are probably considered to be some of the best photographers in the world, which supplemented the work that I had myself.
Well, you're a world-renowned photographer and author, so I mean, the work that you produce, photography-wise, is just phenomenal. And in fact, you were, I think, one of the first, or not the first, to get involved with doing composites, were you not, as well?
Actually, yes, I did. I created the composite. It was one of those things that, you know, I think with most artists, certain things come to you in your sleep, and this thing, you know, I'd been asked to do a portrait of a racing driver, and I could do one with the helmet, and I could do one with the helmet off, but you couldn't tell whether the guy was riding a motorcycle or he was just some guy on the street. So it just came, and I started putting a composite where the action and the face came together, and that's where it started.
It's unbelievable to think about this kind of a package for the racing enthusiast. The book is tremendous alone, and then you add the multimedia aspect to that. And Jeff, for yourself, wow, what a venue to come in on and be a part of. That's just phenomenal. I guess being a racing nut, you've found something where you can just expand yourself.
I just jumped at the chance. As soon as I actually saw the flyer at the Molson Indy, and I had to call him right away to find out if I could get on this thing.
So how did you end up coming together with Alan? Just grabbed his flyer and that was it?
I had to call the 800 number. I wanted to find out about the whole book and CD-ROM package anyways, but then when I found out there was still in the works, I thought, great, I had to get involved with that.
What happened to me was the 800 number phoned me and they said, look, do you want to talk to this guy? And you get all kinds of unusual phone calls, so to speak. And I get this guy on the phone.
You're saying he's unusual?
Well, you know, when you're talking to him over the phone, you can't tell he's 6'4", right? And I didn't have, you know, I didn't want to say, no, you know, I'm not interested in it, because you never know what they have to offer. And at the time we were negotiating with George Harrison from the Beatles for a song called Faster. And as you can understand, that wasn't going to be a nickel and a dime operation. No. And not that Jeff is either, but I said, can you send me down a tape? And basically I was trying to be polite about a brush off until I heard about the third bar of a very bad recording of some absolutely stunning music. And I phoned him right away and I said, have you got a decent copy of this thing? And he said, oh yeah, I got it on DAT, which is one of the ultimate recordings. And I said, can you send me down a copy? Because I love what I hear now. If what I hear later is as good as what you say, it's phenomenal. And the music is such a phenomenal piece of work that it makes any work that I or any other artist could put together, it's incredible. It's a beautiful piece of music.
He seems to be a blushing or modest kind of a guy, Jeff is. Jeff, how long have you been in the music business?
Oh, a long time, 10 years, at least that now. And it's every day of my life sort of thing. I mean, you got to work to stay alive, but at least now there's a lot more projects and stuff that actually make money and things like that, so it's good.
Have there been any, I guess, spill-offs since getting involved with the Villeneuve racing legend?
Yeah, well, actually, a lot of things are starting to come up, and Alan's got some other things that hopefully we're going to work on together, and all kinds of things like that.
Alan, as far as the book's concerned, inside, what are people going to find?
Well, they're going to find some of the most dramatic, stunning photographs that they've ever seen. the Snowden work is beyond anything that I had ever imagined. I mean, when I went to England in June with my wife, we picked over about 5,000 transparencies that had already been picked over for 13 years. And for some reason, I don't know what directed me to look in odd places, but I found photographs that just blow me away. And I'm not easily moved when I look at photographs by anybody.
We have segments from 1979 season running, and occasionally it catches my eye. It's quite a stunning piece on the CD-ROM. As far as you were just at the Vancouver race and the Villeneuve name, what do you see happening there?
Well, I presume you're talking about Jacques. I think Jacques is going to do very well, and I think the ultimate thing would be, of course, for him to win his first Formula One race at home, which is Montreal, not Monaco. It's home. Montreal's home for him, and I think that he's definitely got the talent. It's a very difficult car to drive. And if you know about Formula One as opposed to Indy cars, an Indy car, when it goes into the corner, you've got to put the brakes on at about 200 yards. With a Formula One car, you're talking 75 yards. So you could tell that there's a major change, you know, and a difficult one for him to make the change. But I think he's got his father's intense drive and his mother's. Her makeup sort of has settled him down, because his father drove with his heart, and Jacques has already displayed that he very definitely drives with his head.
As far as what is happening in the Gilles name, I'd spoken to Gerald Donaldson earlier in the summer, and for sure that people don't respect our heroes, our legendary driver, the way that the Europeans do. But do you see people asking you, well, what can you tell me about Gilles? You know, I mean, this is the guy here that is causing a lot of talk, and Jacques is bringing his name back. I think Gilles is certainly probably becoming more of a question for people.
I know one of the neat stories that I was involved with. There was a day that he didn't he was doing a commercial at one of the networks, and one of the guys there had a Dodge Colt, which had a two-speed rear end, and when we got outside, here's Gilles sitting in the driver's seat, and we were already told, whatever you do, don't give him the keys. Well, the ride downtown was something to definitely keep your mind occupied for a while. But when we got to the hotel, when we were looking for a parking spot, Gaston said, over there, and here is a spot on the other side of the street. Gilles just aimed at it, pulled on the handbrake, the car slid in, and when we went to move the car, we had to wait for the van behind to move, because there wasn't enough room to do a 3 or 4 point turn to get it out of there. So, I mean, phenomenal eyes, tremendous hands. The guy really was something special. He was very magical.
Unbelievable, no doubt about it. Jeff, you follow racing quite closely. What do you see about Formula One, and what do you think of Jacques' move?
I think it's great. It's the right time to do it. Because I love both IndyCar and Formula One, but I think it's a good time, and definitely it's going to be great for Canada as well, getting more Canadians out in the international scene like that. So there's enough Canadians trying to make their way up, so hopefully that'll help them as well.
When you put together the music to go along with Villeneuve, a racing legend, what did you do to inspire yourself to get the words? Because the words that you've chosen to go with the clips are just beautiful.
Oh, thanks. It was basically, my first race for Grand Prix was in 1981, and that one inspired me right there. I couldn't believe what I saw. It was just incredible. I mean, the whole thing was incredible, but Villeneuve, it was just kind of set it apart. So definitely, all I do is remember it.
It just comes to you pretty natural, pretty quick.
Yeah, think of it a lot.
We should just get in maybe a quick little piece, if you can, about 79, just to show a couple minutes of it. We got just a few seconds left.
All right,
while you're setting that up, maybe you can just tell us about it while you're doing it.
Okay, basically, we can go into 79, but what I'd like to really show you is something on the info side, because there are a lot of people that are interested in statistics. All right, what happens here is, for any one of these years, as you can see across the top, you could select any year from 1970 to 1982, and you can pop up that particular year. All right, I'll pop up 1979. All right, get it up. There's 1979, and this will give me who qualified, not who qualified, but who finished where for the whole season. You can see Scheckter was the world champion with 51 points, and Villeneuve had 47. But then you can go into every single race, all right? And you can take a look at that. The schematic from that particular track comes up, and then you can say, oh, well, let's find out who qualified where. And then you can go down in, push a stats button, and up will come who qualified first, second, third, all the way through the grid, who didn't qualify. You can download all the information to your computer. You can print up your own book if you want, and you can actually scale down through the grid, find out what the results are, who qualified and who didn't qualify. And as I say, you know, anything that happened at this particular race, that's for every Formula One race from 1970 to 1982, and you're talking 175 or 180 Grand Prix. So the CD-ROM gives you a ridiculous amount of information above and beyond the book. That's why when you put the two of them together, it's a package that nobody's ever seen before, and we did it right here.
I think what we're going to have to do is let everybody get a hold of the CD and read the book and see it for themselves, because we've got just a couple of minutes left, and what I'd like to do is allow Jeff the chance to set up this final piece that we're going to see that is the extra music to this. And just before we do that and we say goodbye for another edition here of Pit Stop, just got to remind you that Motorsport Speedway Thunder this Sunday is going to be at 10:30, not 8 o'clock, for the first 1.5 hours of the super late models, the modified sportsmen, street stocks, and the Thunder cars are going to be running the Invitational. And then on September 17th, we'll be back to the 8 o'clock time as well. And don't forget that on September 13th, the Race Fan Club will be back at Tasker's Bar and Grill for their next meeting, their third meeting, and the first two have been fantastic, so be sure to check out the Race Fan Club. Okay, Jeff, first of all, I'd like to thank both of you guys, Alan and Jeff, for being here and spending the time with us. Again, a job well done. Alan de la Plante has put together Villeneuve, a racing legend. The book is phenomenal. That alone is worth the price of admission, and then you throw in the CD. You can't ask for anything more.
That's right, and the 800 number that you'll see on your screen, you can phone direct and have the copy shipped to you. Okay,
Jeff, set us up for this extra.
Well, it was done in one night, and it was done really fast, but there's a lot of passion in it because, like I said, the topic's really good to me, so that's, I guess the song will explain itself.
All right, Villeneuve, a racing legend. Jeff and Alan have joined us today. That's it for now. Until next week, we'll see you back here on Pit Stop.
Heroes, they say, they'll come and go every day, but legends never die. And legends, they say, have never seem to spend their days being such a legend, but a lie. But a little man from the east of Canada reached out and touched the man's on TV like me. 'Cause all around the world, every Sunday morning, race along beside them, them dream. 'Cause in my dreams, in my thoughts, number 27 will be there. 'Cause in my dreams, in my thoughts, number 27 will be there. Number 27 would be there. Oh yeah, I've been at 14. I've been able to contain myself as I watch him flying through the pouring rain of Montreal. Never gave up, never quit, no. He always gave his all, even with his back up against the wall. He number 27 would be there. 'Cause in my dreams, the